When we hit 900 million views for Bodak, I pulled up the analytics and I just stared at the number. That is 900 million times a human brain choose to stop scrolling and instead watch a video about instant ramen, a $2 pack of spicy noodle. And the question I could not stop asking myself was, what did we actually do to 900 million brains to make them care about this? Over the course of 12 months, I took Bodak, a Korean instant ramen brand, from 300,000 followers to 1.8 million on TikTok, generated over 900 million views across platform, and helped turn them into one of the most followed food brands in the world. In this video, I'm going to share you 5 things that make millions of brains care about your content, even if it's something as boring as instant noodles. Let's be real, if instant ramen can go viral, anything can. First, boring brands are actually the easiest to blow up. Now, before I walk you through the Bodak playbook, I need to kill belief that stops most brands from even trying. People have this weird idea that their product is too boring, too niche, too weird to go viral. I hear this constantly. Oh, I sell candle, I'm a dentist, I run a cleaning company. How could I possibly make interesting content? That belief is completely backward. The weirder or the more boring your product seems, the bigger your advantage is, and here's why. When someone sees another tech influencer talking about the newest gadget, the brain goes, I've seen this 1,000 times, there's nothing unexpected here. But when someone sees a video about instant ramen that is shot like a Hollywood trailer, or a cleaning company showing the most disgusting thing they find on the job, there's a collision between what the brain expects and what it is actually seeing. That collision is what stops the scroll. The brain cannot categorize it fast enough, so it stays to figure it out. Bodak literally make instant noodles. It costs less than $2 per packet. On paper, nothing is interesting about this, and yet we make it go viral. You see, nobody expects a world-class content come from a ramen brand, so when we deliver it, the contrast was so strong that people could not look away. The product being boring was never the problem. It was actually quite the opposite. The same principle applied to every boring industry. A roofing company filming tips while standing on a ladder is instantly more interesting than a competitor doing a talking head video. A dentist explaining what actually happened during a root canal is more fascinating than any clinical ad. The excitement does not come from the product. It comes from the gap between what the viewer expects and what you deliver. Samyang, the company behind Bodak, understand this instinctively. They even changed their entire global slogan to Play Bodak because they realized the product was no longer just food. It was content. It was a social experience. And that shift how they saw their own product is what made everything else possible. Second, the first decision that made everything else work. So when I first started working with Bodak, I did something that most content agency would never do. I completely ignored the product. I did not ask about the ingredient. I did not care about the manufacturing process. I did not want to know the brand story because none of that mattered in the first 3 seconds of the videos. What mattered is what the target audience is actually watching and enjoying right now. I went to TikTok and searched for food content that was already pulling millions of views. I didn't care whether the video was about a steak restaurant or a hot dog cart. I was just looking for inspiration. And what I found was the food space was dominated by a handful of formats that people could not stop watching. Spicy food challenge, taste test, reaction video, will they like it, experiment. These formats has been validated by millions of viewers already. The brain already knew how to enjoy them. So I took those formats and put Bodak inside of them. We did not reinvent anything. We took a spicy challenge format that was already going viral and we made it about Bodak. We took a reaction format and had people try Bodak for the first time on the camera. We took a make this dish format and handed a chef a pack of Bodak instead of a regular ingredient. The key was that we never started with the question, what should we say about Bodak? We always started with, what is the audience already watching, and work backward from there. The product was the last ingredient we added, not the first, and that order mattered than most people realized. The first batch of content started pulling hundreds of thousands of views immediately. We were creative here. We literally copied a format that was always working, but we were strategic with it. We plugged our brand into this format so smartly that people absolutely loved it. The product was different, but the structure was familiar, and that combination is what the algorithm reward. 3. Read your content like a doctor reads symptoms. Once I knew what format was working, the next step was to identify the weak points in our content. As we scaled Bodak's TikTok, I developed a diagnostic system to figure out what was already working and what was not. And that is when I realized most brands measure the wrong thing from the get-go. They see low numbers and they think the content was bad, but bad is not a diagnosis. You need to know specifically what fails so you can fix specifically what is broken. Here's the framework I use for every single piece of content we produce. If your videos have no views, you have a hook problem. The content might be incredible, but nobody saw it because they scrolled past it in the first second. That is what you need to fix, your first 2 seconds. Similarly, if your video has views but no save, you have a value problem. People watch it, but nothing make them think, oh, I need to come back to this. The content entertained them for a moment, but did not give them anything worth keeping. If your video has views but no share, you have a relatability problem. People watch it, they might have liked it, but nothing about it made them want to send it to their friends. After doing this stuff for years, I realized people do not share what they enjoy. They share what makes them look good. If your content does not give a viewer something to gain social socially by sharing it stays in their feed and die there. Most brands never even look at this metric. They celebrate the view count and they miss the fact that the content has no legs. With Bodak, this framework saved us constantly. Early on, we had a few videos with getting strong view count but no shares. The content was entertaining to watch, but it was not shareable. So we shifted the format and added built-in social element. Challenge video where viewers would tag their friends. Reaction video like so extreme that people had to send it to someone. That one adjustment changed the trajectory of the entire account. 4. One viral video means nothing. Here's what actually built brands. Now, I need to be completely honest about something because most content creator and agency will never tell you this harsh truth. Your brand will never blow up because of one viral video. Trust me, Bodak did not blow up from one video. There's not a single piece of content that got 900 million views. That number comes from 12 months of consistent, strategic posting and hundreds of videos. Some got millions of views, some did 50,000, but the compound effects of all of them together is what built something real. There's a literal psychological science behind this. You see, if you consistently make good, relatable content, your audience start to form a parasocial relationship with your brand. Research has found that when people consume content from the same source regularly, they start to develop a real emotional bond with the source. They feel like they know you, they trust you, and that trust is what eventually converts to loyalty, purchase, and word of mouth. That is something that cannot be built with one viral video. If you go viral once, immediately try to sell something, your audience flip from, wow, this is cool, to, oh, this person just wants money. As soon as your audience get hit with that feeling, the trust will evaporate. I've seen this kill momentum for so many brands. They get one video that does 1 million views and the very next post is the product ad. The audience feel betrayed because the relationship would never establish. You earn their attention for 5 seconds and try to cash it in immediately. But you show up for months delivering values, entertaining the audience, making them feel like they're a part of something. The selling happens naturally when they already believe in you. The trust compound over time and the metric will literally show it. I remember the early day with Bodak. We got very little comments, save, likes, but around 2 to 3 months in, something shifted. People started sharing videos, saving it, tagging their friends in the comments without us even asking them to. That is when I knew we have crossed from content people watch to content that people care about, and that transition only happens through consistency. However, there's one more thing that I think is equally as important as consistency, and that is using social media correctly. 5. This is the mindset shift that changed everything. Most people would disagree with me here, but for me, social media is not a marketing channel. It is a community building channel. Most brands treat their social account like a digital billboard. Their page is full of ads, but what they don't realize is nobody's waking up in the morning, opening TikTok and Instagram and is like, I'm gonna spend my day watching ads today. Nobody does that. They log on to feel something, to learn something, to connect with people who get them. The moment you understand that, everything changed. With Bodak, we never once led with buy our ramen. We led with content that our ideal viewer would seek out even if they never heard of the brand. The product was always there, but it was never the point of the video. The viewer's experience was the point. And this is the difference between renting attention and owning it. When you pay for ads, you are renting space in someone's feed. But the moment you stop paying, you disappear. But when you build a community through content that people generally want to watch you own that attention. They come back without the algorithm pushing them there. The bigger picture. So if you're looking to make your brand go viral and hit 900 million views on a boring product as we did, I mean, when I say it out loud, it still sounds ridiculous, but if you want this for your brand, the first thing you need to do is stop thinking that your brand, your product, or your service is boring. That is not even the problem. The problem is you're making content about your product instead of making content for your audience. Find the formats that is already working, diagnose what is broken in your content with real metrics, not feelings. Show up consistently long enough for the trust to compound, and stop treating social media like a place to sell and start treating it like a place to build something that people actually want to be a part of. That is how you tickle 900 million brains, by simply understanding what those brands actually want to watch. I hope this video helped you in some way. If it did, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.